Hey man, can I give you some tips? Because I want to film myself. Okay, really? Here you go. Disclaimer, I am not a pro editor, videographer, cinematographer, photographer, or anything that you can think of. I am just a random guy that loves making videos, and I just wanna share what little I know. I really do hope that this video can help you. All the things that I'm going to say in this video are purely subjective. What works for me may not work for you, but hopefully you may gain some little bit of knowledge and ideas. And I know that there's already a lot of good tutorials out there, but still I just want to make this video. You can follow these tips if you want to. It's okay if you don't want to, but if you're still watching this video, I really appreciate you. Okay, so starting off with tip number 1. Tip number 1 is this. You get it? Again, tip number 1 is this. Look directly into the camera. Okay, so what I mean is, this is the camera lens where we should be looking at, and this is the LCD screen. So most of the people are used to filming like this when they're vlogging themselves. Well, this is a common beginner mistake. It's not really a mistake. I'm also guilty of doing this in my past videos, of course. And it also really depends on the person who's filming. I know the thought that you want to see yourself when you're filming your video because, of course, you want to know if you're in focus, if your background is good or anything. But looking directly into the camera will really help you connect with your audience. And of course, it is also applicable in filming in our smartphones. So when you're filming in your smartphone, you will tend to look right here because the screen is large enough and the lenses is really not that big. Of course, I'm not saying that you should never put your attention away from the camera. It's kind of weird if you're just looking into the camera the whole time, you know. Yep. I know you get the point. Just make sure that you are in focus, that the lighting is good and the background is nice, and if you're already satisfied with that, you can now hit the record button and look directly into the camera and start talking with your audience. Okay, so tip number 2. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is putting too much background music on your video. And what I mean by this is, of course, we all want to make our videos hype up. We all want our audiences to be vibing with our videos. But this can either make your video good or nah. Provided that it is not intentional, you need to balance your background music so that your voice stands out and be well understood. You can either use audio meters to measure your voice and your background music, or you can also just rely on your senses. But of course, using tools are highly recommended. Personally, I am not really using too much tools like the audio meters and stuffs because it's way too complicated for me. What I just know about audio meters is when it's really up, of course that's loud. And when it's really low, of course that's not well loud enough. But I'm lazy sometimes, so what I do is I just increase my voice level a little bit and decrease my background music a little bit and hope that it will work just fine. So tip number 3. Okay, tip number 3. Tip number 3 is tip number 3 is what do you call that again? Tip number right. Tip number 3 is cut the dead spaces. Cut the and everything awkward or silence or not so useful time of your video. And by doing this, you are using your time and of course your audience time more efficiently. You are reducing the awkwardness a bit, and it will help you make your video just flow smoothly, and your topic, the momentum of your topic is on point. And speaking of topic, tip number 4. Okay, so tip number 4. This tip will really depend on your style, on your content. But for me, at least as much as possible, you should not include topics that the audiences may not relate of. And what I mean by that is maybe something like this. Hey, what are you doing, man? Oh, I'm just filming for a video. Oh, really? Yeah. Why don't you tell them that funny story, huh? That story a long time ago that only the two of us will find funny. Oh yeah, that one? Yeah. I kind of remember that. It's funny, right? Yeah. Come on, tell them. Okay, again, this will depend on you, your content, and everything like that. But you should avoid putting something in your video that can make the audience confused or can't relate, or meh. Back on my previous videos, when I am also starting to vlog, I always try my best to include everything, even just a random conversation of me and my friends just murmuring and babbling with each other. Just a random topic and stuffs I include in my videos because it's a vlog. But then I realized soon enough that less is actually more. But again, this depends on you. And for the tip number 5, okay, so the last tip is a very crucial one, because the last tip is to not focus and let anyone else advice or tips ruin your creativity. Okay, I know it sounds like I contradicted myself. Yeah, I did. I contradict myself. Okay, just hear me out. I'm not saying that you should ignore all the advices and everything like that. What I'm pointing is you should just do you. We all have different ways of doing stuffs, and again, what works for you may not work for me. What works for me may not work for you. In the grand scheme of things, all these advices and everything are just here to guide us, and there are no perfect tips, perfect everything, but of course there are right ways of doing things. Personally, I have said this in my last video, but again, I have listened to so many advices that they are now just contradicting each other. Maybe just apply what you think is right, and yeah. So if you ever feel that these tips, these advices are being a hindrance to your creativity, feel free to not follow it and just experiment. Go let your creativity run wild. I know these tips ain't much, they're just basics and you may have already heard about it, but I just wanna share it again to you guys, and I really do hope that this may help you with you creating your videos. These are just random, and there are so much more tips and advices that are out there. Some are for you to discover and learn for yourself, and just like what I've said, there are so many much more better and greater tutorials and tips and advices from more professionals. And yep, and with that, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.